Hello again. So today it's the middle of May. I think it's the 14th. So I thought I would do a May garden checkup. And this should be a good one because everything is either blooming or about to bloom. So these are my little plants from Plantaseca. This was just an Agavoides. I pulled it out of another pot because I wanted to use the bowl. So I'll be replanting this somewhere. But as you can see, a lot of these little ones have already bloomed. And I have a few in here. So like here, this one's getting a bud. That one had a little blooms on it. This flower will open back up again today. It closes at night, but it's probably got another day or two. This little tiny one, right, which one am I looking at? That one there. That had quite a few little flowers on it. This one's got 2 spent blooms and a new one that's about to open. So I love that. Oh, I just noticed this one has a little pup. I don't think that was on there when I planted it. So cool. Got my tomato plant. It's doing really good here. I had to add another stake here. Okay, so let's go and see what's going on out here. Now, all of my Trichocereus hybrids from Brent Wiegand are just doing amazing right now. I did have one over here, right there. You can see the spent bloom. That one opened up while I was camping, but Dave FaceTimed me and I was able to get a screenshot of it, so that was cool. But it's got another one that's going to open. This one's got a couple big ones. So this one has a little tiny one. And I'm kind of worried about that bloom because where it was coming out, this bud, it had a spine that was going right across it and keeping it from being a normal round bud. So I don't know if that one's going to open. We'll have to see. These flowers were open yesterday. They closed back up, but they'll open again when that sun comes up. And then here, look at all the buds on the top of this. It had a couple that opened a while ago, but it's got a whole bunch of new ones. And this little guy right there, he's going to have yellow flowers all over. I'm a little congested this morning. If I'm sniffling, that's why. It's early. It's about 7:45. But here's another Dickia. Most of my Dickias are blooming right now, so that's cool. Let's see what we got over here. I gotta be careful where I'm walking. My fig is doing really well. Got a lot of new growth on it. Let's see. Let me get back here without tripping and falling. Now's a good time to film because the sun is not quite up over the trees yet because my redwood trees are pretty tall. So that makes it perfect because you can actually see everything really well without it all being washed out. I love this, the blue. That is a, how do you say this one? Pilocereus. I can never say that. Pilocereus. I have to look at the tag. Azureus. So the blue, it's a blue torch. And this was supposed to be the same thing, but they're not blue. They're clearly green compared to that one. But they're doing really good. This is a bowl that I need to redo. It's doing really good. It's got just some stuff in it that I threw in there because I didn't have any place else to put it. The plants look really good, but I do want to redo that pot. This pot needs to be redone. These Agavoides look really good in here, but all this stuff needs to be cleaned up and repotted. Look at the size of this. This is a Senecio. And it's like, I don't know, 2.5, 3 feet tall. So I need to, I don't know, do something with that. And here, I love this. This is the Aloe Dorothiae. Look at the color on it. It's doing really good. So it's pretty tough. This one, was out here all winter. This one struggled. This is an Agave Desmediana. And it had a lot of damage to it, but the new growth looks good. So I'm hoping it's going to come around and look good. Down in here, I've got a lot of clover growing that I need to pull out. This stuff grows everywhere. But my little bed of, ouch, I just backed into a cactus and poked myself in the butt, of Sempervivum. They're doing real good. Look at the little babies on this one. So yeah, these ones they don't get much sunlight, so they're not really colored up like they should be, but that's okay. And then this is this Crassula? It's Platyphylla, I believe, but it's all blooming. Look at the blooms on this. It started out as a pretty small plant. I need to probably chop them and reset them. I don't know. They're getting really tall. My aloe blue elf are all blooming. The hummingbirds do like those. Take another couple steps very carefully. I hear my dog behind me eating a stick. So in here, these are going to be beautiful. I believe these were open yesterday. I think I took a picture. Really pretty red. This euphorbia is all getting new leaves coming in on it. This is probably going to be a long video. This Gymnocalycium, I love this flower. The color kind of matches the actual plant. Now this plant was much brighter when I got it, but the sun has really, just made it, if you keep it out of the direct sun, the color's much brighter and it's just sort of faded, but it blooms like crazy, and you can see it's got quite a few more buds. It looks like here and there is going to be more buds, along with these two new ones on the top that are still really small, and then the flower that's already opened. So this is one of my favorite plants. This bloomed, had tons of little flowers. I don't see anything going on here. It does have a spot right there. I'm not sure what that is. I don't think that's a bloom. I don't know, I'll have to keep an eye on it. This little Rubutia bloomed. It it just doesn't show any green, but obviously it's alive. So I'm gonna get a little flower here. This one I'm really excited. This gets these beautiful, absolutely massive white flowers. So pretty. And then this one, got a little bloom, a little bud coming in here. I moved this over here so it gets shade sooner. It looked like it was getting a little too much sun. And then my Medusa is starting to put off some bloom, so it's getting some new growth on it. It's getting big. I might have to take it out of this bowl and put it somewhere else. This little guy, it bloomed and I missed it, so I didn't get a picture of that. Ooh, I see a bud coming in here, right down, ow, right there. There's a little bud. That's a pokey one. Ooh, it looks like this one has a bud on it. Right on the top, opening up, coming in. This little guy's got a few little buds on it, and his tag is faded, so I'm not sure what this one is, but it's got quite a few buds going. This one was flowering really good. Little teeny tiny flowers. So that's all very exciting. I need to do something with these moonstones, and I got some Superbum there. Pull them out of here. I threw them in this bowl just to get them in there. I need to cut these flower stalks off. Look at this one. These blooms, so pretty. Here, I believe this is Notocactus. Look at all the buds on there. My Gasteria. Big tall bloom. And this is Callistocactus straussii. This was the main plant I chopped up. It was falling apart, grew out of its pot, and I just kept the stump, and then it just put up a whole bunch more pieces. Here are some of the tips I put in here, and it looks like only one is left alive. But, okay. Now this, I believe, is called Tree Stonecrop, but it is just really, I'm gonna back up without falling over. It is really getting overgrown. So I need to cut this up, maybe reset it. And then down here, you see my black prince there. Yeah, that doesn't look good. But this is Blue Atoll, and that one looks really good. I got some kiwis in here. Oh, and my favorite cactus, or I should say that my favorite flowers on any of my cactus. So this has got lots of buds coming in. This gets the most beautiful flowers. This little Fred Ives here is doing good finally. It's got pups coming in. I want these to all fill in this whole area, but it gets really hot right here. I need to put some hardier plants in here and really make that look nice. And so this is Perodia magnifica. Beautiful yellow flowers, and it's starting to bud. Okay, I don't remember what this one's called, but look at the color, the pink and blue. Look how pretty that is. I love it, and it's doing really good. It's really filled in. Here I got some assorted millie eyes. Ugh, it's killing my back. Here's another black prince. They really fade. They shouldn't be this bronzy color. And then these are the Blue Atolls over here, and this one's just popping like crazy, blooming. Got another blue elf in here. It's hard to walk through here. Everything's really filled in. So hold on, we're gonna go for a wild ride. Don't get dizzy. And then this Stapelia, this is the one that got that little nice crest here, which I really like. I kind of have it tucked behind this rock so it gets a little extra shade. My copper spoon's getting pretty tall for my whale pot. I kind of like to keep a smaller one in there. It just looks like the water spout, you know, when they breathe. So I like that. I like that look. This bush looking thing is Crassula undulata. So that's in the jade family. Well, I guess it's a jade that's in the Crassula family. But I really like it, and it's doing really good there. I started that with 3 small plants, and they've really filled in. And then this Dickia this is the one that bloomed last year that I was so excited about. But as you can see, it's got little pups sticking up all around it in the gravel. And then it got 2 blooms this year. So it's getting pretty tall. This is another little yucca cutting. So let me go around this way. And there's Mr. Raider. Don't mind the hose, I was watering everything yesterday. So my blue glow is looking amazing. Little pup down under there is doing good. If it gets a little bigger, once it gets bigger, I'll pull that pup out and repot it somewhere. Somewhere, I don't know where. The sun's starting to hit over here a little bit. You can see it's getting a little brighter back there. I put 2 plants in there, spilling out of that broken pot that I just kind of planted sideways. And the other plant died off, didn't get enough water, but this one's pretty hardy and it's doing really well. And this Haworthia is doing good here. So this cactus, I lost one little piece off of it. I have another whole plant, the same cactus. So I got plenty of that, and it gets beautiful purple flowers. And the other one's already got buds all over. Oh, I see this one's got a bud right there. So that one's gonna bloom too. I'm not sure what's going on with this aloe. This is a Cameronii, but there's something's going on. I've been watching it. It's got some new pups coming in. I probably should just pull it out and, I don't know, maybe cut some of the heads off and reset it. I just don't know what's going on. I just don't want it to die, but it doesn't look great. So, but this guy's doing really good. I had some snail issues. At least I think it's snail. You can see little pellets there in the black. I threw some snail bait in there. But, I don't know, is that snails eating these little areas? Now, I mean, look at this one. It's got a whole chunk missing out of the top. But it's got some damage to it. I hope it was just snails, because I do get a lot of snails out here. And if it was snails, hopefully the snail bait will take care of that. So this is Agave Perrii, and I pulled 2 or 3 pups off of it already. This one I planted in a bigger pot, and then I had 2 smaller ones. And then this little pup popped up out of the gravel here. I thought it was a weed, and I almost pulled it out at one point. But now it's getting to be about the size I can probably cut it. It's got a runner underground that goes straight back to the plant, and it just sent up a pup here. So I do kind of keep an eye around the edges to see if it sends out any more, but I do need to pull that one out, and it's getting big enough that I can almost do that. And then this is a Echinopsis. This is a pup off my main plant, and those flowers will be opening in a day or two. All of a sudden they just shoot out like overnight, and then they open, and they're so beautiful. Back in here, my Mammillarias are doing really good. So you can clearly see now this is splitting from 4 to 8. No question. I wasn't sure at first, but it's doing really well. This little guy has been blooming, doing really good. More of these Echinopsis. You can see they're orange because they're stressed, but they still bloom. They're still happy. Okay. Sniffles. Pardon my sniffles. So here is my Mangave purple people eater, and it's just loving life. I need to trim all of this way back. It's almost done blooming. The blooms are starting to die, and I'm going to cut so much of this out of there. I need to pull, this is more of that tree stone crop. I need to pull that out of there because I've got that big one over there, so I don't need so much of it. And then whatever this one is, I got this stuff from a friend of mine, planted a couple little cuttings, and they've just taken off, but it's too much right there. As you can see, I still haven't weeded around my little barrel cactus, but I need to get that done. Look at all that clover. And this poor little Agave filifera is just getting buried, which is a good thing. Everything's blooming back here. It's just a hot mess. Here's another, this Dickia is really taken off, and look at the size of the blooms on this one. Up and up and up. They're like 4 feet. So here, back in here, we've got some Fred Ives, a lot of detritus and dead leaves. I need to clean all that out. Here's another of the Crassula undulata. Beautiful Echeveria Sahara. And it's got some little pups in here that don't get any light, so I really need to trim some stuff back. These cactus over here blooming. I don't know what these are called, but I have so many. They pup like crazy. As you can see, those ones have little pups way down under there. Aeoniums, happy. Now this whole section of Sempervivums, a lot of them bloomed out last year. I need to clean it up, maybe replant some. There's still a lot of them alive down in there, but it's a mess. These ghosties, loving life. Taking off absolutely crazy. So up here, and I'm not sure. Once I trim all these blooms back, I've got so many little plants in here that you can't even see, but I'll get those all reorganized. And look at this clump of Aeoniums. It is just going crazy. You can't even see what's under here. I have an old man of the Andes cactus down under there in a hippo planter. That thing's covered with buds. This cactus here, that's going to be blooming. These ghosties, everything is just crazy in here. I have got to get in here and do some maintenance. I keep saying I need to do it, and I still haven't done it. Another Dickia that's blooming. And then back in here, we have a bunch of cactus of unknown origins or species or whatever. But look at the buds on this one. That'll be opening up soon. Oh, and I notice, you know what? I left a walkway in here, and then I set a bunch of pots there. And then all this aloe and these agavoides have all just grown and filled in. And now I have no place for my big feet. So I got to be careful sticking my feet in there. I got to get the weeds out of here. That is just an amazing cactus. This one's a little stressed over here from the sun. This one I'm very excited because it's got buds on it now. So this is gonna bloom. Got those little pups around it. I think there's 3 pups. Oh, 4. There's one in there too. Cool. Um, my totem cactus here looks good. Got another little one there. I was really hoping this one will flower. This one flowered last year. I got one big flower off it. It was beautiful. It was a massive white flower. And then I noticed, if I can lean in a little bit, this little guy's got a bud on him now. So that'll be flowering. So that's exciting. This, still looking, I treated it. Looks like I need to treat it again. I don't know what's going on with these, but I need to fix them. And this poor Lactea looks horrible. I don't know. These flowers open and close. It's got a ton more buds in the middle there. Once those fall off, I've already gotten 2 huge flushes of blooms. It's just such a beautiful little plant. Down here, nothing much going on. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at these poor plants. They're not getting any light. Everything's going to be etiolated under here, I'm sure. But underneath this, look, so there's actually plants down in there that haven't seen daylight in a long time. So I really need to pull this whole aeonium out and just redo it. But it just looks so good. I'm just putting it off. So my barrel cactus there is almost buried. Portulacaria is finally taken off and doing good. But I do need to trim it back because I can't see any of my rocks or anything under there. So I can cut a lot of this back. This looks like maybe is that a crassula or is that a calico? I think that's some sort of a crassula. I don't know, but it's really taken off too. And it's burying my little tephro cactus, which is gonna break apart if I don't get all this weight off of it. This little clump looks really good. It's all blooming. Ooh, look at that one. These little guys look nice under here. And this is where that one Straussii broke off. That piece is still alive. Hopefully it'll put off a new arm and grow up. So this one had 2 new little segments. One of them kind of died off, but the other one is doing good. A little hedgehog, rainbow hedgehog's got a bud on it. Got a little gymno in there. I've been watering these bowls really good. They dry out super fast, but I need to pull these apart. This will be my next project I'll be doing pretty soon. I've got 2 of them. You can see now the sun is hitting everything and really washing out the color. So these are getting close to being done. Now if I stand in front of it, you can see it better. You can see how much these blooms have really, bloomed. So I need to get this pot done and redo. Oh, it smells so good in here. You can just smell all these flowers. Oh, look at this weed. Didn't even notice that in there. See if we can just pull this guy out of here. I'll have to be careful because all those jelly beans there, we don't want to break those off. But I mean, there's all kinds of fun stuff in here that I need to get to and clean up. These little cactus are all doing good, except for the one that died. So the Mexican fence post, this one's really stressed. It's a whole different color. It should be green, but it's still alive, so that's okay. This Pachypodium has sent up 3 blooms, and I did message Letitia at Kazumi Nursery, and she told me which species it was, so I need to redo the label, and I can't remember what it was now, but I'm just so excited that it's bloomed. So it looks like we had, you can see on here, that was a spider that molted, and that's his old little shell. So there's a little spider living in here somewhere. I do see spider webs. So this is the other cactus like the one I showed you that had a dead section, and you can see it's got buds all over it. It's going to be beautiful. The color of those flowers is so pretty. They're purple, or like a light purple. That Millii looking amazing. So this is another Dickia down here, but this one didn't bloom. This is one of my favorite ones. I love the color. It's so pretty. It's that shiny greenish purple. Here, a friend of mine was over and she really liked the propeller plants, which I have a kind of sad looking one here. It's one of these, but you can see it's doing good. It's got some new growth coming in. But I had a big one in here and I just pulled it out and gave it to her. It was actually my vet. She came out to do a quick checkup on some of our pigs, and she has no luck with cactus, but she really liked that one. So I just yanked it out of there because I got to redo that whole pot, and hopefully she'll find a good spot for it and it'll make her happy if it grows and survives. This pot's the one I redid recently. It's looking good. You can see everything kind of shrivels a little bit when you cut them and reset them, but then they'll fill back in. And I have the variegated tiger jaws back there, getting a little protection. So, I mean, it doesn't look great, but it's not bad. Up here are my collectibles. Some of these were really expensive, like that rainbow Echeveria in the back, and then a couple of these. And then I got just some common ones, a Pearl von Nuremberg. And this is the top part of my Straussii that just fell off. Pretty Agavoides here. I like that one. And then I threw some cuttings of just random stuff in here. Look at how big this one's got. That is huge. That's like probably 8 inches across. But everything's blooming, so they're happy. My red dragon, Japanese maple, is doing really good. I think it's time to fertilize it again, but it's all leafed out and looks amazing. I still need to pull that stuff out of the bottom. My little fern, my silver lady fern, is coming back. I have almost killed this thing so many times, but I've been really good about watering it. Over here, this was 2 bromeliads, 1, 2, and they should be big and red and stiff and spiky, and hopefully I'll get them back this summer. I should just go buy 2 new ones. It's called Strawberry Flame. And then I've got a little leaf that fell in here. It's got a new little plant growing. So my little aloe hybrids are doing good. This little guy over here is doing good. I did put one of my banana trees out here. Got a little bit fried, you know, a little shocked, but let me stand in front of it. But it's definitely getting new growth, and this little offshoot's getting new growth. I have 2 of these. I need to bring the other one out. It's dwarf banana tree. And I threw some donkey tail in there. It's growing. There's little euphorbias here, doing good. This is a podotorum, little agave. I need to clean this up. What are you guys eating? Are you eating rocks? I don't know what they're chewing on. Spit that out. Drop it. Drop it. What are you eating? Spit that out. It sounds like a rock. So look at this mess. This is from the starlings. They're just dropping just all kinds of grass and feathers and anything they can find for their nests as they're building their nests. They just drop it all over my plants. This pot's doing good. This is the one I redid, the big one. Everything is, oh, I need to cut that bloom off. This is just covered with aphids. Look at that. Ugh, yuck. But all the plants are doing really good. Oh, here's another propeller plant like the one I pulled out and gave to my friend. The Sansevieria seems like it's doing okay. And look at that. Fuchsia. Oh, I love those purple and red flowers. I did take some cuttings off of this, threw them in a jar of water, and all 4 pieces that I took are rooted. They're growing roots, so I need to plant them in a pot. But I'm afraid if I do that and I move it off the windowsill in the kitchen, I will forget all about it and it won't get watered and it'll die. So, but look at this mess. Look at that. But look at the flowers, so pretty. Poppy growing out of my porch. Everything's a mess up in here. So I need to redo this whole thing, but look at these little cactus that are in here. They're all blooming. There's a few things that are dead in here. Um, this one's under here. Yeah, that one's got a bloom on it too. My booby cactus is doing really good. This guy under here, I need to move my little penis cactus out because I don't think he's getting enough sun. Actually, I could just step up in here and you can see a little better. So I just have, oh, I love this. This is a crested Mexican fence post cactus. I forget the actual name of it. This little guy needs a lot of shade, but check this thing out. It is so pretty. Now the flowers are all starting to open. Another Christmas cactus here. And a dog. Hello, Mr. Bader. What are you doing? Good boy. Okay, on this side, so these guys are getting good morning sun now. This, I love. This is a Aeonium Pink Witch. Hey, what are you picking out of there and eating? Okay, so I just saw him reach under here and grab something. There's seeds. Oh, you know what? I wonder if they're seed pods from this poppy. Don't they make opium out of poppies? Do California poppies? I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so over here we have this Aeonium Pink Witch, which, let me shadow it a little so you can see. This is absolutely gorgeous. Whoa. And I have another fuchsia. This one doesn't look as good because it gets more full sun, which it doesn't seem to like. But it's up high enough that it gets in the shade pretty early. So this, it's finally got a pup on this back side. I really want this one to fill in and make a giant plant. That was one of the blue agaves. That's what they actually make mezcal out of. And this poor little plant has been struggling for a couple of years, and that's as big as it's got because it almost dies off, and then I remember to water it. I love this little tiny agave. This is another one of the pups I took off of my agave perii. It's doing really good. And then this, the only problem with having those fuchsias is they drop blooms everywhere. I need to get in here and clean. So this is the 3 cuttings that I got that are doing really well. They're all new growth, and hopefully it'll start hanging down and it'll flower next year. We'll see. This is another kind of similar sort of thing. I forget what it's called. It looks like this little piece is etiolating. Here I've got a crested Mammillaria spinosissima, I believe it is. And then I had a little tiny Gymnocalycium in here, but I think it's dead. No, this is there's the spinosissima, and this one is crested. Look at the spider webs. Euphorbia. Oh, it's an amic crest. That's right, Euphorbia amic crest, but it's doing really good. Look at that. Love it. Yeah, these little guys down there, I got to figure out what I want to do with them. Some more euphorbias. They're all stuffed under here. These are, what do you call them? The Christmas cactus, or the orchid cactus. I don't know why I can't think of the name. I'll think of it as soon as I walk away. But a couple cuttings. There's another one down here. So they're still struggling, but they're still alive, so that's good. And then we come down here, and we got this aloe hybrid. There's another aloe. I love these. Get some. Can I help you? What are you doing? Mr. Raider, what are you doing? Good boy. You're right in my way. These are some leaf pullings I started, some ghosties and lovely rose. One of my favorite, Aeonium Sunburst. God, this one's getting so big. And then some little random leaf pullings. These were Aeoniums, and clearly another undulata I threw in here. I can't remember where this came from, but I put them all, somebody gave me these, and I just stuck them all in this bowl, and they've really taken off. Some more of these these get the yellow flowers. That was the main mama plant. Lots of pups. Check out the citronella. So this is in the geranium family. I need to trim it back, but it's blooming like crazy, and the bumblebees love it. We had a huge big black one that looked more like a carpenter bee. It might have been a carpenter bee. Was all over these flowers a couple days ago. So this is flowering still. Looks good. This poor little yucca in here. This is a yucca rostrata. It's doing good, but hasn't made much progress. Piece off of my palm tree blown over here. So my blue barrel cactus is blooming. I'm very excited. It's got 4 flowers. I love it. I thought it was too small to bloom, but you know, maybe they're just not as big as I thought. All my flowers in here doing really good. It's kind of looking sparse because I didn't plant much in here, but my oxalis, my purple shamrocks, just growing like crazy. And then this piece down under here is just massive. Those are so big, but something's nibbling on them, you can see. My sea dragon here looks good. And then this, I believe, is a Sedum Adolphii, like California sunset. I forget what that is. This agave, it's growing. I'm gonna have to take it out of that pot pretty soon. It's gonna get big. Here's my agave rum runner. This was the second one I bought. The first one I planted here did not make it through that first winter. It looked horrible, so I pulled it out and I bought another one, which, you know, it wasn't nearly as cold last year, so that one's doing pretty good. And then this is the Echeveria Sahara, and this one has so many pups. I'm just really excited about that. So this is going to fill in this whole area. I'll just keep letting it do its thing. But the color on here, the blue, is just so pretty. Here is my topsy-turvy, which can't really see. Let me stand in front of it. Oh, so I do keep a shade cloth over there here because we are pretty warm right now. But as you can see, it's looking really good. You know, all the plants are doing well. I put all of these in as cuttings, so I just want to protect them from the sun. Try to do this with the camera in my hand. Where's the top of the shade? Hold on, we're going for another ride. So I just lay that over the top, and that gives it about I think it's a 50% shade cloth. So that does really well. These cactus is doing really good. I've got Euphorbia trigona rubra in here. It fell over. I need to pick up the rest of the glass on the ground. I think the cats knocked it over, actually. I've got a lot of stacking crassulas in here. They've bloomed. You probably can't see them because the sun is washing everything out, but those are looking good. And then my little rainbow hedgehogs, I got 3 of them over here, and they are blooming. Well, they're buds. They will be blooming soon. I can't wait to see what those look like. And these superbums, I never did anything with them. They're still hanging out there waiting for their turn to be showcased somewhere. And this coral aloe, look at the blooms on that. That is amazing. So I got a little millie in here, which I thought was dead, but it really came back this year. And another agave, or agavoides in a bowl. I took the other one out because I needed the bowl. And then I just have a cup with a little plant in there. I need to redo that little plant. But I can start bringing pots over here and put them on this. I don't know if you can even see. It's just so bright. I'm trying to figure out where I can stand so you can see this plant stand here. And it's just got little shelves all the way up that are empty at the moment. Anyway, I'll be fixing those and putting some more plants. So this little one is blooming. I believe this is called Lady Fingers. And then my Opuntia back here, it's doing good. It hasn't flowered. It did flower last year. This year it looks like it's more focused on adding new pads. This is a Mangave Silver Fox. It is just going crazy. And I see there's a piece of board down in there I need to pull out of there. It fell off of here. My pig planter, doing really well. This thing just looks great now. Look at how long the stalk on this ghosty is. It wasn't sticking out when I planted it. But yeah, that's doing really good. This little Opuntia hasn't done anything this year. Last year it flowered. And that 1, 2, 3, 4. So those were seed pods or fruits, whatever. It just never did anything. Or 5. I don't know. It's just, so now it's just kind of sitting there. We'll see if it takes off this year. This big pot that I redid, everything's kind of shriveled in here. I guess I should be watering it. I haven't watered it, but the lovely rose, they all look really good. And the sticks on fire, I see a lot of new growth on them, so they're doing good. Back here, okay, so this Sahara is finally, I'm happy to say, got a pup and another little pup. So this one wasn't doing much. I mean, the plant looked great, but it wasn't sending me any pups out. Oh, and I see it's about to send a flower. Yeah, it's gonna bloom. I might cut the bloom off so it focuses maybe on the plant itself. This poor little Aeonium, still not planted. This is Kalanchoe luciae. People call them flapjack plants. So this died back like the first year in the winter, and I thought it was dead, and I just left it. And it looks really good now. This plant with what's going to be really purple flowers is doing really good. Another Aeonium sunburst. And then some kiwis down in that little pig planter. I don't know if you can see that because it's so bright. So let's come over here. This is a Hesperaloe, doing really good, and it's got the big blooms. Cool. This Cameronii looks amazing. This is what my other one should look like. So I'm not sure what's going on. And then here is Agave. Trying to find a way to stand so I can block the sun. Kishokan has lots of pups. It's doing really good. There's more pups around the other side. This is the original one. So it's been here for 2 years. It's doing great. And then here I have, this is Petalanthus macrocarpus. It's been here for 2 years. Has it been 2 years? It's been here a year. Has it only been a year? It's been through 2 winters. I don't know. It's just not doing anything. So it doesn't seem real happy here. Got a big, beautiful weed. Look at that. It's blooming. More of the Echeveria Sahara and a couple other different Echeverias that I don't know exactly the species. I've got my Aeonium Zwartkopfs. Oh, and another giant weed. And then everything back here, whoa, is a hot mess. So, let me come over here. That Portulacaria just needs to, I don't know, I might have to just pull that whole plant out. But it's shading everything down in here. So all these little guys, got these agavoides, but all these little guys that are buried under there, there's an Aloe distans, which is right under here, if you can see down in there, right there. There's a Millii that's blooming. You can see all the little yellow flowers over here. But I think they appreciate the shade. So, I don't know. All those Aeoniums back in there. And then this is another sea dragon. This one's in the ground, but it's blooming like crazy. Look at those flowers, it's so pretty. And here another Mexican fence post cactus doing good. And then all this blue elf. It's about time to trim all the blooms off of this. This thing just went crazy. And then I did move these. I think one of them is San Pedro cactus, and I forget what the other one is. But they're going to go in the ground eventually. But they seem to be doing good over here. And then look at this mess. Oh, here's another little Cameronii. So this one's in a pot as a cutting. Try to block the sun so you can see how beautiful it is. So I don't think it's rooted because it's still red. And then I have a little cholla. Oh, I missed the blooms on it. So these opened. This has yellow flowers, and 3 of them opened a couple days ago, and I think I forgot to video it or take a picture. But it does have one more bloom, so that'll open. This little guy, it looks like it's doing something right there on the top. This is another Opuntia, and I forget what it is, and it looks like it lost its label. Down here, another Millii that barely made it through the winter, but it's got some new green leaves, and it's blooming. So that's gonna come back, and I'll start throwing some shade cloth over it, so in the afternoon it doesn't fry. And then I moved my Aluaudia procera over here, and it's getting a lot of new growth at the top. See if I can show you kind of how that, you can see how it's skinnier. That's where the new growth is coming out, but it's all leafed out, looks really good. And then this direction, maybe I should come from the other direction. Let me go over here first and see if you can see. So my barrel cactus is looking amazing. It's all washed out. Where am I gonna go so you can see? Let's go this way and then turn around and come back. Look at all the weeds. So I'm getting pretty close to where we're gonna start ripping all these roses out. You can see everything's all overgrown and weeded because I haven't been taking care of this. Normally I keep all these weeds out of there, and I keep these roses pruned down and deadhead them. It looks like there's powdery mildew or something all over them. I don't know what's going on, but I do want to get rid of them all. They look horrible because I have not been taking care of them. But they're going anyway. So let's go. Okay, let's look at this Echinopsis. Let me shade it from the sun and check out. Okay, this is the second set, and it already had, as you can see, 1, 2, these are coming right off, 3, 4, so it looks like 4. I don't see any laying on the ground. So it had 4 blooms. There's no seeds in them. And then it's got, all these are gonna be opening in a couple days. Kitty cat. And then even its pups are sending off a lot of blooms. Look at all these buds coming. So that's gonna bloom like crazy. And then this Trichocereus viridis, I got this one from Poots. So this put off 1 bloom last year, and I don't see any buds this year forming, but 3 huge offsets. I mean, they're like giant now. That's probably 6 inches, these smaller round ones. So this thing is gonna be amazing later. And then this Mangavi, this is Pineapple Express, it's doing really good. Another Opuntia, it's just kind of sitting, which I really don't want this one to take off. This is just a really common Opuntia, nothing special. And then, I don't want to step on my cat. So this little Dickia here, which is hard to see because the light hasn't really done much. It looks really good, but it didn't bloom this year. Oh, you know what? This is this year's bloom. I was thinking this was from last year, but I think this one bloomed really early. I could be wrong. This could have been last year's and I never cut it off. And then let me see if I can shade my barrel cactus a little bit. You can see it just looks amazing. It's doing great. And then here, another Dickia. This one did not bloom, but this is another really pretty one. Look at the color. And it's just putting all kinds of offsets. And I gotta get all these weeds out of here. Okay, so here is Mangave Tooth Fairy. If I can block the sun a little bit. This is a really stiff, sharp one. It's not one you can touch like some of the other ones, but it's putting off a lot of pups. Looks great. So here's another Trichocereus hybrid. This one came from Poots Nursery, and it bloomed once. I think it had 3 flowers, and now it's got 3 more that are, this one looks like it's kind of struggling, but these 2 are definitely developing. So it's gonna for sure get 2 more, so that'll be pretty. And my Opuntia Snow Fuzzy, I don't think is really doing anything. It's growing, but very slowly. And then up in here, this poor desert dragon really needs some water, and it needs a little bit of trimming up to make it look nice, but it's got a lot of good new growth, so it's doing really well. Aloe Cameronii, I need to trim these ugly tips off, but healthy, healthy. And this Agavoides looks good. And over here, we got mockingbirds that are fighting and squabbling, flying around, making all kinds of racket. So this Filifera, which has got some weeds sticking in there, but it's got some nice offsets, and it's doing really good. Agave Filifera. So this is another Echeveria Sahara, which I should bring a board to shade stuff so you can see. It's doing really good, finally. It has a lot of little pups around here, but this one really struggled over the first winter it was out here and then last summer, but it's hanging in there. But then down here, another Sahara with lots of pups around it. And then these two Echeveria, I'm not sure what they are. These were the grocery store ones my friend brought. They're just doing really good right now. And then this is Opuntia Dark Night that I got from Poots not too long ago. It was really dark purple, but look, you can see something's eating it. I did throw some snail bait in there because I suspect, look at the hole, I suspect it's snails. I'm not sure because I haven't seen any, but I'm suspicious. And then this barrel cactus, which is hard to see, let me kind of shade it, is looking really good. No blooms on it. It's kind of small still. And then that Agave Perii has 3 pups around it. It's hard to see, there's a pup right there, but it's so bright out here right now. That sun is just coming up over the trees right there. So it's just washing the color out of everything. Okay, on here, let me come this way. My Old Man of the Andes cactus, it's doing really good. Looks great. Seems to like it here. And this is in the Cholla family. It's got a lot of new growth. I'll have to really keep this thing pruned. Gets beautiful purple flowers, and the hummingbirds love it. But it'll take off if you're not careful. Then this little guy, this was one of the pads that fell off of my Opuntia Santa Rosa that's over in the garden. And I stuck 2 pieces in here, but I pulled one out because I think it died. Am I remembering correctly? Or is that the one that I sent off in the mail? I can't remember. Here's another yucca. I've never watered this. I stuck it in this barrel with some Portulacaria pieces that were broken. So this is a Portulacaria Afra Variegata, and this I believe was a Portulacaria Minima. So they're 2 different. And I have a broken pot I just stuck in there, one on each side. And looks like I threw some sedum in here, back here, that's doing really good. So yeah, okay, so that's everything out here. And I'll go around and we'll take a look at some of the stuff in the back and the gutters. Do not pee on my plant. I'm watching you, little dog. Little doggies, they're everywhere. So yeah, that Cameronii looks good. So we'll be back. So I did forget to kind of give you a little update on my dragon fruit. So I got a lot of new growth on this. They're just taking off finally. And the new growth looks really good. I do see some fresh spots, so I need to treat this again. And then, excuse me, my epiphyllum cuttings are doing really good under here. And then I, hold that thought. Excuse me. My Christmas cactus cuttings are doing really good. They're finally nice and rooted and really taking off. And then I've got some more string of pearls I threw in here. and they're just hanging over the back to protect them. This little plant, which I don't remember what it is. I don't remember what it is, but I did get it from a nursery. I think the one in Vacaville. Where did we get this one? But it gets beautiful flowers, and they hang upside down. They're really cool. And then under here is all my string of pearls, and I do have a string of dolphins there too. You see them. But all the string of pearls, you're seeing they're kind of starting to get a little stressed, and I just leave the shade screen hanging over them. My monkey tail cactus is looking really good here. And then I have this little, what do they call it, rickrack cactus. I don't know, it's never looked great. I gotta find a place where it's just happy. But yeah, it gets this kind of, so this leaf is like dead, and then it's sending off new growth. So I don't know, I'm not sure what about that one. And then I've got a donkey tail over here, which is, can I cover that sun? It's blooming. I've never had one of these of mine actually bloom. So clearly this one, cover the sun. This one's happy, doing good here. And I move it around to keep it out of the direct sun. And then these were a bunch of cuttings I got from Katie. These are Echeveria starting to root finally. They are called Imbricata. And I pulled a bunch of them out, and then I brought them home, and for like 3 or 4 weeks, they were just sitting in a box in the garage because I was really sick, and so they really etiolated. So I just cut them all. Yeah, they're all starting to get roots now. I cut them all, and I just threw them in here and put them in the sun over here, and they'll get afternoon shade. And as you can see, they're all producing nice new rosettes. So they're going to be fine. And then I'll put them in the garden somewhere, and they'll take off and spread and just be amazing. Got another Christmas cactus here. I'm not sure what that is. Is that Kalanchoe? No, it's not Crassula. What's the other one I'm trying to think of? I forget. Back here, yeah, look at this is new. I can see the bright red. I need to spray this. Yeah, look at this. This is on the new growth. So I'll have to treat this today to kill off this. So I'll be spraying it again with the liquid copper, liquid cop. And then these are the epiphyllum cuttings that I just bought at the show a week or 2 ago. And this little guy, and I have them back here on the back side, so they get a little bit of sun, but mostly in the shade. And then my coin plant cuttings, still alive here, so we'll see how these do. But I have them back here just to protect them. So yeah, everything, yeah, I need to treat all this. But a lot of new growth on my dragon fruit, so let's see what happens this year. Okay, so let's go out back. Actually, before we go out back, let's check out my garden of death over here. These were all cuttings I threw in here, and they've all just taken off. These are ghosties. These are a couple plants that I just bought, but I hadn't used them. And then this, if you watched the earlier video, I pulled this Stapelia out of one of the pots, and this purple piece was down underneath trying to grow up along the side of the pot, and it was like almost white. And it's stressed, but it's over here in the shade most of the day. But it's stressed from being pulled out of its little protective area, but now it'll grow. This broke off of a cactus. It was still alive. I stuck it over here, and I just poked myself with it. Yeah, it feels pretty sturdy in there. This is a bowl I just throw a lot of stuff in. So here I put all these cuttings that I took out of the big pot, but I didn't use them. And I just put them in the dirt over here as, cuttings, just to keep them out of the sun. And then more down in here, stuff that I haven't used. Just threw some leaves in there, but these will probably take off. They should root themselves up, and then I can use them somewhere else. More little pieces I just throw in here, see what they're gonna do. I have this as Mother of Thousands plant. This poor thing has struggled, but it looks like it's getting some new growth. And here, Victoria Reginae King Ferdinand plant, a little Cameronii cutting. This one's actually rooted now, I can tell because it's green. some sedum, agave filifera, this big one, and another one here. Some more sempervivum cuttings. This is another King Ferdinand right here. And then these were all just little cuttings or leaf pullings that I just threw in pots. Another filifera, and then aloe starry night. And then down here, these were stalks that I just cut the rosettes off, and then it sends off new plants, new rosettes. So these can all be cut and used somewhere. Same with over here. This one I just threw the clump right here, and you can see it's producing new little babies. So I never throw these away. And look at on the end there. I just usually stick them back here and just let them do what they're gonna do, and then maybe get some more plants out of it. So that's all that's over here. It's kind of a mess down here. Bags of soil, trash, and I need to clean the spider webs. Okay, so now let's go out back. Well, we're heading out here. Hey, Mom, wait. Wait for us. So the white chicken has half these babies, and the gray chicken has the other half. But the babies are all mingling now. Chickens everywhere. Okay, so back here I should be able to cover, hello Fezzik, the sun a little bit with my shadow. So this is an aloe of some sort, but it's blooming like crazy, as you can see. We got some sedum down here. Now this is agave, look at the cat hair stuck on it. Agave Guadalajara, no, get down. Let me move the cat. Hey, oh my God. Cat, the more you try to move them off, the more damage they're gonna do. Get down. Maybe if I put this over on this side, he won't knock it down. Get down, come on. Get off of there. Oh, it's cats. So I was wondering how this kept getting knocked off. Get out of there. Come on, go. Oh my God, and they grab a hold when you try to move them. No. I need to get a hose and squirt them. No. Okay, my tiger jaw is looking amazing. And then this little cactus, which I moved because he jumps up here. So this Guadalajara looking really good. I'm probably needing to move it and center it. And then these were the Sansevierias. I had two small ones planted in here. This one died off almost completely. I stuck this leaf back in here because somebody said you can propagate them from a leaf, and it actually looks like it's got a tiny root that's trying to start. So I'm going to stick it back in here. And I just put it in there and just kind of went like that, just sort of propped it up, but it looks like it's got a leaf. So we'll see. And then this one, these parts were still alive. But so that one's, it's doing okay. Fix my vulture. Cat, stop. God, my peanut cactus is blooming like crazy. So I've got two of them. So a bud there, a couple buds. But this one has already had a ton of flowers on it. And then I got another Stapelia in a pot back here just kind of hanging. More of these little cactus in pots. One of them actually bloomed. These were just offsets. These get really pretty pink flowers from the mother plant. My aloe. Oh my God. Anybody want a cat? Would you like a cat? I'll send it to you. I just broke his legs off. No. Get down. God, he's annoying. Look at this aloe. Look at the blooms on that. Way up there. That's probably, let's see, that's probably at least 8 feet tall to the top of that from where I'm standing. I mean, it's up on a shelf, but that's just an aloe vera. I need to trim off all this dead stuff, make it look nice, but look at that bloom. Wow. And then, so yeah, those flowers looked really good. Another peanut cactus. These cactus I got from my grandmother many years ago, and they just continue to grow and spread. They're so easy. Here is my Mangave Barney, which has pups over on the side under here. This one's a kind of a sharp one, you gotta be careful. Another pup back there, looking really good. This, I always forget what it's called. It's struggling, but you know, it's alive and it did bloom. Some more sedum. They just call this stone crop. Also, I got that from my grandmother. This is my Agave Reginae Queen Victoria. Oh, that's what it is, not Queen Victoria Ferdinand. Agave Reginae Queen Victoria, Agave Reginae King Ferdinand. So they're a little bit different. There's a whole bunch of them in here that were probably put in as cuttings. Little jumping spider. Where'd he go? He's hiding in there. But these are doing great. I haven't gotten any pups off of this one, so, but hopefully I will. And then here is my Hectia, which I absolutely love. This is so sharp, but it has a big pup over here that's, I'll need to pull this out of here, take that pup, because I think I want to put it in the ground in the front once I extend the garden. But I want to leave, or maybe what I'll do is put the big one in the ground and leave the pup, replant that one. So then let's go over here. And once again, all my irises grew like crazy, but not a single bloom on any of them. I don't know why. They all came up, but they should have already flowered. So clearly they're not going to put off any blooms. Here comes Miss Boo. Hi, Boo. Hello, baby. What you doing, my lovely? Hi, sweetheart. You're such a good girl, aren't you? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. God, she smells like maple syrup. I don't know if you guys have ever been around pigs, but some pigs smell like maple. No jokes about maple bacon. We don't eat our pigs. But she smells like pancakes. It's crazy. So I need to get a shade screen over here. These are going to be hard to see because the color's going to be washed out because of the sun. Try to shade it a little with my phone. But everything's kind of shrinking up. I did just water these a couple days ago, but I need to add some more cuttings and fill them in. But I mean, the plants are doing good. I need to treat them again for mealy bugs. They seem to really get, oh, lily pad. I bought some of these recently. I didn't think I had any left. This was the one I had in the pot that I thought died completely. Jumping spider. I love watching these guys catch flies. They're so cute. Aren't they adorable? People hate spiders, I know, but I love them, and jumping spiders are harmless, and they're very good for your plants. You know, they keep insects out of here. But yeah, look at all this stuff in here. It's doing really good. This is painted echeveria. Lots of little stuff, but I can fill in this with so many more plants. So here's another aloe distans that's totally stressed from the sun. You can see it's not even green. But some people like it when they get stressed. Another pig. Hello, Mr. Pumbaa. He's a sweetie. And Bella. They're all coming to see what I'm doing. So, yeah, these are doing really good. And then up here, it's kind of hard to see because I can't see up that high. But the one nice thing is if I go and film up here like this, then I can take it back and watch it inside and see what the plants are doing. Got some Vera Higgins, little echeverias. Here's some agavoides, kind of struggling. Another aloe distans here. If you can see that, I'm not sure. I'm crashing into another aloe vera. This one I planted a long time after the other one, and it's not flowering or anything, but it looks so good. It was like, it was that mauve color. So it's happy now. All right, back up here. Check out the rest of this, guys. Some more kiwis. These will be looking really rough pretty soon because they don't like the sun. But I do need to hang a piece of shade cloth over. That feels like sempervivums. Looks like I got maybe some powdery mildew or something going on there. I don't know what's the spots on there, but I'll have to check on that. But this was the whole area. I put a ton of sempervivums in here, and you can see how they're all tucked up. They're trying to protect themselves from the sun. That's why they do that, they close up. But what I do is get a long strip of shade cloth and I just lay it over these in the morning. Because by about 12:30, the side of the barn here will be out of the sun. The sun goes up over the top, but that morning sun, it's pretty hot, and you can feel the heat coming off the barn wall. So I do need to get some shade cloth over those. So now let's go check out the greenhouse. And I think we'll just walk over there. I'll just leave this on. That'll be less videos I have to download. Oh, Dave hasn't picked up poop yet. He's out there doing that right now, because the pigs go everywhere. Mr. Ray Ray, hi handsome boy. This is one of our biggest, come here baby, come here, our biggest pigs. He weighed probably 350 pounds when we got him. He was blind. His feet were so overgrown, he couldn't walk, he couldn't stand up hardly. I had to basically hand feed him because he couldn't get his face close enough to his bowl because his feet were so overgrown. Every time he'd step towards his food bowl, his foot would push it farther away from him. And but he's lost so much weight. He just looks amazing. He's probably 12 now, so he's old for a pig who's been through this much trauma, but he can see, he can actually run. He's really fast. And he's checking out Mr. Bennett. Good boy, Mr. Bennett. He's only a few years old. I think this guy's American guinea hog. I don't think he's a potbelly pig. Bennett, can we see your tuskies? Look at his tusks. Here, open your mouth. Open. Open your mouth. No? He's got amazing tusks. He needs them trimmed. But Ray is saying, get away from this is my area. This is his big yard, and that's Ray's shed where he lives. And he's such a good boy. He didn't have any hair on him. He was so fat, I think it just damages the hair follicles. But, I mean, look at his poor ear. Who knows what happened to him before we got him. He was 6 or 7 when we got him. They weren't even sure. And he didn't even have a name. He was just left in a stall. Okay, back to the plants. I might edit that out. So over here, first of all, oh, don't cut yourself. This is my favorite rose. It always looks pink when I try to take pictures, but this is actually lavender. Oh, it smells really good. Some of my roses don't have much scent. These are all cuttings I took because I want to rip out all the roses. I had been thinking about it a couple of years. So I took cuttings of my favorite ones 2 years ago, and they're doing really good. Looks like it's about time to pull all this out and plant something fresh in here. It's starting to look a little rough. We got mint growing in here. This is chocolate mint. Died off last year. This rose is yellow, and it's always got these spots on. I don't know what's going on. This branch doesn't look bad. It's got a new bud. This one's doing really good. So I love my roses. I need to get all the weeds pulled out of there. Okay. I don't have much in the greenhouse right now because it's really hot in here. And I've been in the process of getting the shade screen back up. So this really got damaged. I should have brought this in earlier in the year when winter came. But the new growth looks really good. So I might chop it off and reset it because it's so yucky. I might chop off all that stuff and reset it and see what happens. It's nothing special. It's agave ray of light. And then here I just have some scraggly little plants that I'm trying to save. Another orchid that didn't bloom. It's not happy in here. I need to get it out of here. Some other just dead stuff but what I have done is started over here. I got my shade screen back up over the back here. And then I've moved a bunch of plants back out. So this is a coral. This is the coral aloe. The one in the front that I said was a coral aloe is the ghost aloe. And then this is another Quichua Con that I bought because they did so well here. So when I was down in LA, back at Oasis or one of the nurseries I was at. So I grabbed another one, and it's got so many pups. But I'm going to eventually put this one in the ground out front because I think it's super hardy. And it was happy here. Now these guys were struggling because I hadn't got the shade on. And so some of the leaves just look horrible. This one flowered last year. It was amazing. I had to come out every single night. I don't think it's going to flower this year. But it does have some new growth coming in, so I need to trim up some of the dead stuff. And then it's got this weird, thick branch coming up. Actually, it looks like it's got two of them coming up from under here. It's really strange. I don't know. And then these were the cuttings that I got, but you can see how stressed they are from the sun, and I need to treat them again, I can see. It was just so hot over here. So the shade's up now, and they should be happy because I had them here last year and they did great. So this Euphorbia horrida is getting all kinds of new little growth, little flowers coming in on it. It's doing really good. Lots of green little leaves coming in. This is another Euphorbia. What is that cat doing now? And it's getting its little bloom stalks are coming out. It's doing really good. And then I moved my Pachypodiums out here because it was getting way too hot in the greenhouse during the day. So back here they'll get fresh air, but they'll still be in like 50% shade. And then this was that plant that I bought last year. As you can see, I need to pull everything out. I bought it because I wanted this amic, this Euphorbia amic. It's huge. It's grown quite a bit. But then we've got some crassula in here, this jade. I don't know what this stuff is, but it's kind of cool. It spills over. This was that a sedum or grapto something? I don't know, but it got mealybugs pretty bad. And so did this one, and I just never did anything about it. This has got a lot of new growth on it down in there. And then this aloe. Oh, these cats. So it's still a mess back here, but I'm just getting in the process of getting everything cleaned up. Trying to duck under my shade screen. So yeah, I can start bringing some more plants back here because they did really well here. We got geese. We got geese everywhere. So yeah, that's about it. A few more sad tomatoes that I didn't plant out in the garden anywhere. These are just cherry tomatoes. I think I got 6 for $3. So I'm not really worried about them. But 2 of them were actually Italian Roma tomatoes. So I need to maybe do something with these 2. What is that? Sun sugar. So these are supposed to be really sweet. I need to maybe just pot them in a bigger pot and fertilize them again. Maybe I'll do that today. And then I've got lemon cucumber and a regular cucumber that are still sitting in this tiny little nursery pot. So I don't know if those will even do anything. It may be too late to do much with them, but we'll see. I had all my tomatoes out here so they would get pollinated because I think I had them all in the greenhouse last year and they looked amazing, but they didn't produce tomatoes. And I think it's because they weren't getting pollinated in the greenhouse. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with the other ones. The other ones that I had out here, I think I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I have 12 tomato plants planted out that are just taken off. They're doing great. And Dave's over there mowing. He's mowing Maggie and Clyde's yard with the little lawnmower because he can't get his big riding mower in there. But everything's just going crazy right now. We got that inch of rain and now sunshine. My grapes are doing good. Pumbaa's eating weeds, good boy. But yeah, that's my little grapevines. I have 2 Thompson seedless grapes there on the fence line. I had to plant them on the opposite side of the fence so the pigs can't get to them, but they eat the leaves that hang down. So yeah, that's about it. That's everything. Yeah, these poor little sad things in here all need to be taken care of and treated, and so I'll get to those. But it's funny how, look at this, they're just determined to survive. Look at the new growth in there, and these little guys. So yeah, maybe I'll get them all cleaned up. This was a string of dolphins. It was just too hot in here, and I kept meaning to take care of it. Isn't this planter cute? It doesn't have a drainage hole though. I'm afraid to drill into it because I don't want to break it. And then I got this cute planter. Katie, my friend Katie, gave me that one. But yeah, so I need to get in here and take care of anything. Look at the mealybugs. There's a shadow. There we go. Look at, that's mealybug. They're everywhere. This little palm's still doing good. Ooh, got a weed in there. Ugh, come here. I just watered everything in here a couple days ago. But yeah, so that's it. And thanks for watching. I think I'm only 5 away from 1,000 subscribers, so thank you guys. I appreciate every one of you. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. That would make me happy. And we will see you next time.